standing before us today to give us something that indeed is going to be beneficial. And we also say a much big welcome to Sheikh Rosai. The chairman today, inshallah, is going to be in the person of our honorary Dr. Sayyid Ahmed Bukawa from the Department of Political Science. He has also arrived here, welcome, sir. And also we have our barrister in the person of Barrister Al-Bukhari from Faculty of Law. We will invite him to have if he has arrived. And again, we have our former one-time national emir, who is no stranger to all of us because he gave a lecture, I think, last week here. Like the person of Mala Bashir Aliyu is here, also seated close to the presenter. And I think, inshallah, the emir also is here, his commander of the institute also is right here. So I think we have a full podium, inshallah. Everything is set for a public presentation, an excellent presentation, reason like that. So I think we have a waste of time. What I will do is to handle the mic. Allah Akbar. We also have to be here. Alright. Thank you, please. Indeed, today is going to be a rainbow of beauty and excellence. This is what I call the perfect combination. Inshallah, today is going to be memorable in Allah assist us. So I think, since our trip are also ready, I'll hand the mic to the chairman in the person of Dr. Sayyid Ahmed Bukawa to give a more formal introduction by the lecturer of the day before he starts his lecture. May Allah assist us all. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The MC has almost finished my assignment for me. As a chairman, I'm only supposed to introduce the topic and the speaker, and the MC has done all that. But it may not be repetitive if I introduce the chairman once again. It will only be a matter of emphasis. Dr. Bashir Aliyu Umar, a senior lecturer with the Department of Islamic Studies and Sharia, Bayero University, Kano. He holds a BA, MA, and PhD from the University of Medina in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Dr. Bashir is also a Hafiz of the Quran. He is an interpreter of the Quran. He is an Imam. He is a scholar. He is a philosopher. He is fluent in English. He is fluent in Arabic. I'm not sure whether he is also fluent in Fulfulde. But because of his closeness with the Sarkin Kano, Muhammad Sunusi II, maybe he should by now be learning French and Chinese, just like the Emir is fluent in all of these languages. And Dr. Bashir is so close to Sarkin Kano, Muhammad Sunusi II. His Ramadan tafsir of the Holy Quran is one of the most popular tafsir you can find today in Hausa land. He is, the MC has said it, the director of a newly created center with the university named the Center for Islamic Civilization and Interfaith Dialogue. When I said he's a philosopher, I have said it all. Philosophers have no boundaries. Immediately I sat down, he complained as if I was consulted before nominating him to talk on this topic. Why are you people dragging me into politics? Invite me to talk on the ahadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But I said, no, sir, because the organizers knew you are a philosopher. It means you knew all. A philosopher knows almost all of the disciplines. So today we are going to listen to him talking about the politics between Iran and Saudi Arabia. And one beauty with academics is that you can discuss anything under the sun. No fear, no emotions, just facts, trying to find out what are the facts on ground. In this respect, the scholar will use his brain, not his heart. You know, the brain is the seat of thinking, and the heart is the seat of feelings. When you judge with your heart, you judge as to whether you like what you see or what you hear, or you don't like it. But when you judge with your brain, you are looking at what is actually the case. Is it right or wrong? Is it true or false? Period. And I think that is what we are going to hear today regarding the politics of Iran and Saudi Arabia. And he has a discussant, a young academic, in the person of Barrister Bulama Bukarti. Academically, Bukarti should be a grandchild of Dr. Bashir Aliyu Umar. And this is, again, a tradition of universities. In the university, there is what is called mentor and mentee. And in your own English, you will say mentor. And I will feel like vomiting when you say mentor. But mentor and mentee. An attempt to groom the young one so that they take over by the time the elder ones leave the stage. And it's our hope that not only among the Bukartis of the world, but among majority of you here that are sitting, we are hoping to have more of Dr. Bashir Aliyu Umar, inshallah. So he will chip in as a way of grooming himself for the exercise. As for the topic, I will not say anything because I will admit that it has been a topic I have been running away from. I've been running away from. So it's a great pleasure that I'm invited to sit and listen to a philosopher, a thinker, a researcher, a scholar who will shed light on the topic. And perhaps I may pick interest in the topic and then I will continue also researching in it. So it is my honor and pleasure to invite Dr. Bashir Aliyu Umar to give his talk on this topic that has been mentioned. I don't know, it's like there is echo. Halfway, when I started talking, I was not hearing this echo, but halfway it's like there is echo in the hall. I don't know. Are you comfortable? Can you hear properly? Okay. So I wish us all happy listening. And I hope, inshallah, we will leave the hall more educated, better educated than when we first arrived here. الشيخ فليتفضل مشكورا.
جزاك الله خيرا. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعص الله ورسوله فلا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am very grateful to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala for giving me the himma and the tawfiq to be with you in this night. And I wish to thank my brother and colleague and dear friend Dr. Dukawa for the introduction which he gave and the beautiful words he said regarding me, which are formed out of his good opinion of me. And as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, "Dhunnu bil mu'minina khayra," that is, think good of your fellow believers. But Allah knows best. I know myself, and Allah knows me best. And I ask Allah to forgive me over what He does not know about me, and to make me better than what He said regarding me. And may He not take me and ask me to serious reckon about the good things He has said about me when they appear not to be the case. As he said, I actually expressed reservation regarding this topic, and I spoke to him, and I even said this to some of the brothers when we talked over the phone. I said, I don't like talking about this kind of things. This is politics, and politics really brings opinions together, but rather it only highlights our differences. But there is a good side of it, which is politics also has a real aspect regarding it, which is that you realize you are different and then you come and join together for common political objectives, which is something that is very good. And if this could be achieved from what I intend to present, it will be, inshallah, a blessing. It is a very topical and important topic because of so many factors. And one of the principal factors regarding this is that there is a lot of political maneuverings by both Iran and Saudi Arabia, and many nations are caught in between. And among the principal ones is our nation, Nigeria. There is a lot of competition for support and sympathy by both Iran and Saudi Arabia, and a lot of courting Nigeria. So we need to know, to have some, at least some background knowledge. But it is a difficult thing to do, because for one, whatever you say, you may not be described as an impartial observer or presenter, especially someone with my background. My background was that I was, in my youthful days, when I was like you in the university, I was an ardent supporter of Iran, and I was, like many other young people, I was deeply moved by the Iranian Revolution, and I went to Iran. I met Khomeini. In fact, I was the one who delivered the speech of the delegation that went in front of Khomeini himself. And I used to say that we exchanged glances with him while I was delivering the speech. And then later on, I went and spent a sizable part of my years of youth in Saudi Arabia. For 16 years I was there. I did my first degree, my second degree, and my third degree there. And my teachers, whom I respect and hold and love, they were products of the Saudi religious establishment, though they were not the only teachers that I learned from. I learned from traditional ulama that had settled in Saudi Arabia, but had a Maliki North African, Mauritanian scholarship, because I studied under the Shinqiti ulama in Medina, the ulama of Shinqit, Mauritania, that are well known, Maliki fuqaha, and also an authority in Arabic language. So, but even though they were not product of the Saudi religious scholarship establishment, but they were still, they lived in Saudi Arabia, and they witnessed the developments of the changes and the things that happened, especially in the late 1980s and early 1990s. The Gulf War, the Gulf War between Iran and Iraq, and then the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait, and the Operation Desert Storm. So those things, definitely they will leave an indelible mark on my worldview. So I may not be starting from Iranian support and then coming to be a product of the Saudi religious educational system. Definitely does not make me an impartial person in presenting this topic. But I will try, and it is not easy when talking about people. It is not easy to get it right. Because it is the challenge actually of, it is a challenge based on which we are going to be put into reckoning, because it is one of the fundamental commandments that, fundamental commandments of this religion. You know, the last verses of Surah Al-An'am, which are regarded as compatible or a wider and deeper and higher expression of Allah's commandments to mankind. That is, it is higher than the 10 commandments received by Musa in the Torah. The last verses of Surah Al-An'am, قُلْ تَعَالَوْا أَتْلُ مَا حَرَّمَ رَبُّكُمْ عَلَيْكُمْ أَلَّا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا, to the end of the verse, ذَلِكُمْ وَصَّاكُمْ بِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, the 3 verses. Among the commandments there was وَإِذَا قُلْتُمْ فَعْدِلُوا وَلَوْ كَانَ ذَا قُرْبَى. وَإِذَا قُلْتُمْ فَعْدِلُوا, when you say, when you make a statement, then be just. Even if you are making that statement with regards to a kinsman, And Allah also said it more clearly in Surah An-Nisa, يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين بالقسط شهداء لله ولو على أنفسكم أو الوالدين والأقربين إن يكن غنيا أو فقيرا فالله أولى بهما فلا تتبعوا الهوى أن تعدلوا. That is, all you who believe, be upright witnesses, be upright in upholding justice, standing up in witnesses to Allah, even if it is against yourselves or someone who is a kinsman to you. Whether he is rich or he is poor, Allah is more befitting to be his protector than you. So do not follow your desires and swerve from the path of justice. Based on these verses, there is a beautiful statement by Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, who is regarded as one of the scholars of the encyclopedic scholars of Islam, Ahlul Istiqra at-Tam, as they are described. That is, people whom what escapes them of knowledge of the religion is minimal, is infinitesimal. So he made this very beautiful statement that the root cause of getting it right when speaking about people is that you speak based on knowledge and justice. You speak based on knowledge and justice. And lack of it is what leads to error and what leads to misguidance and what leads to injustice. You speak about someone without knowledge, or you speak without justice. You speak without knowledge because you are saying what you do not know. And you are claiming that you know. So you become an exhibit of compound ignorance, because you think you know while you really do not know. Now, as this is very common among the circles of scholarship, you find that because somebody can speak a language beautifully and he lays claim to scholarship over what he's speaking, while indeed he does not know. So such a person is very, very difficult to make him know, especially if you don't speak his own language, because he thinks that the language he speaks makes him and gives him the entitlement to laying claim to knowledge. The other aspect, speaking with justice, is that some people, when they love, what they love is 100%, what they love is 100% right, and what they hate is 100% wrong. Like they say, our comrade or our compatriot, what he says is right even if it is wrong, and our enemy, what he says is wrong even if it is right. Now that is injustice. So when talking about this topic, we really have to guard against this kind of thing. And what is making it difficult, what made it difficult actually for me to speak about this, is that when talking about clash of political interests, you are talking about things that actually you may not have real knowledge of. Because what is in the public domain is in most cases not the real thing. As one of our mentors used to say, he said, if you want to know what is happening from reading the newspapers, you have to turn the newspaper upside down and read in between the lines. Then you will know what is happening. This, he is telling you in effect that you will never know the reality from what is there in the public domain. Mostly, realities come to the fore after several decades, when classified documents have been declassified. Then they start saying, okay, so such and such event that happened in the past decades, so this was the whole thing, unfolding itself now. But while it was happening, you never know what was actually happening. With this as an introduction, let me just share with you what are my own impressions. And you are free to agree with me or disagree with me. This is an academic community. And this is the essence of this kind of gathering. And this is why also you want this kind of academic acrobatics. This is what you want to hear. So I will just mention to you my impression. This is not ilm. This is not knowledge. And I said to Dr. Dukawa, if you had told me to come and speak about the history of hadith, that will be better for me, because I will speak with confidence that what I'm saying is what I know is real knowledge. But now what I'm just going to tell you are just impressions. Are just my own understanding, my own reading, my own impression of what is happening. And it's not, definitely it is not nas. Definitely it is not istinbat. It is just my own impression of what you and me are witnesses, the happenings that have been going on in the recent years. So I'll first speak about Iran, not because of anything, but because it starts with Alif, and Alif comes before Sin, Saudi, and I comes before S. So in both English and Arabic, I will start with Iran. And actually it is all a matter of istilah. Wala mushahata fil istilah. There is no censure on whatever convention you choose to adopt. So I will start with Iran, but I will not go into its deep history. All I will want to show is an aspect of Iran that is very relevant to the relationships between Iran and Saudi Arabia in these contemporary times, which is the issue of its Shia belief. Iran, in its constitution of 1979, it calls itself the Islamic Republic of Iran, and Islam is the official religion, and the madhab, the school of thought that is being followed, is the 12 Shia, and the school of fiqh is the Jafari school of fiqh. Now, this is what I will speak mostly about. But Iran, as you know, it is heir to an empire that has stretched for over 2,500 years. The Persian Empire, the Sassanids, they had ruled as an empire stretching for over 2,500 years. And it fell during the time of Umar radiallahu anhu. It has suzerainty over northern Saudi Arabia, or over Iraq, and it fell during the time of Umar, Amir al-Mu'minin Umar ibn al-Khattab. And most of the lands that were under this empire, especially the Iranian lands, were opened, and Muslims gained victory over them during the time of Uthman bin Affan. Most of present-day Iran and most of present-day Afghanistan up into Armenia and Azerbaijan, they all came into the under the Islamic world during the time of Uthman bin Affan. That is barely 20 years after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it had remained a Sunni land for all those years, with the exception of during the time of the Buwayhids, who were Shia, and also the